Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am not gonna lie to you, this is the warmest I have ever been doing one of these videos. This is just the warmest I've ever been. The doors are closed, the windows are closed, the fan is off. It is 1,000,000,000 degrees out there, and I think in the corner of the room there's a little ecosystem forming completely independently, but one way or another we're going to get through this video together today. In this episode we're going to take a look at the street artists that went off to fight ISIS in Syria. We're going to be looking at the artists that were kicked out of Israel for painting in Palestine, and I'm going to be sprinkling it with a couple of bits of art related goodness that have been happening around the world, but most importantly I'm going to try and make it to the end of this video without looking like an actual sweat monster. My name is Doug. This is FWTV. I'm not even wearing trousers. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give that wee thumbs up button a like, and why not give us a subscribe so you never miss a thing. And if you want more regular content, don't forget to follow us over on Instagram at FifthWallTV. I say us, it's me. It's me in my room, in my pants, sweating. In 2015, ex-army soldier James Matthews joined the front line in the fight against ISIS by flying out to Syria and volunteering with the Western-backed coalition group YPG. James was just one of a handful of Brits to do this, and the story was actually picked up a couple of years ago by Channel 4 and was featured in a documentary.
Is it worth risking your life for that itself? Well, it feels right. It just feels right.
When James returned home, rather than getting the hero's welcome he probably deserved, he was actually just slapped with terrorism charges. And this is the first time anyone has ever been given charges of terrorism for going out to fight terrorism. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Doug, that's a lovely story, but it has nothing to do with street art. Why are you telling us this? Well, I'm getting there, okay? Because it turns out, when James isn't off in the Middle East fighting bad guys, he's also a little bit of an artist. In fact, in a former life, he was quite a well-known graffiti artist who painted under the name Arrowfish. The first time I'd come across the name Arrowfish was actually when I was visiting Banksy's Waldorf Hotel last year. Inside the museum, there's a plaque proclaiming him to be the first Western artist to paint on the wall. Here we are 15 years later and he's getting done for terrorism charges while Banksy's bringing busloads of tourists in to paint specifically on the wall. Out of the countless artists that have painted in conflict regions over the last couple of decades, he's the first one I can think of that's actually been willing to pick up a gun and take the fight to the front line. Sounds like a really interesting character, and James, if you are watching this, let's do an interview, man. Let's make it happen. I think that's what the people need. Shout out to Martin Reed for pointing me in the direction of that story. While we're on the subject of Palestine, last week 2 Italian artists were arrested for painting a tribute mural to the 17-year-old Palestinian activist Ahed Tamimi. You'll no doubt recognise Ahed's face because she's really become the poster child of the Palestinian cause, and she's just come out of jail after serving an 8-month sentence for punching an IDF soldier. Cheeky scamp. Despite the large volume of artists and tourists coming to paint on the wall, arrests are actually quite rare. I mean, it wasn't that long ago Australian artist Lush had pretty much taken up a residency just painting on the wall. Something clearly struck a nerve with the Israeli government with these artists painting Ahed. Both of them not only got their visas taken off, they got issued with a 10-year ban on visiting Israel. No hummus for you. Since her release, Ahed has been on full speed, really utilising her newfound platform. She joins the likes of Emma Gonzalez, who recently called out BS on American gun legislation, and the Swedish activist Ellen Ersson, who live-streamed herself grounding a plane that was about to deport an Afghan asylum seeker.
That he is not allowed to be on the plane. And as long as he is not on the plane, then I will comply.
Bloody millennials. Back at the start, I did promise you all lots of street art, so here's a few things that have caught my eye. First and foremost, if you haven't already seen the new piece by American artist El Mac, you are in for a treat right now. Painting in the American border town of Presidio, Texas, Mac's 10-story commission was largely based on a local resident, but goes further to symbolise the connection between the people on both sides, and can actually be seen from both the US and Mexico. Along with this tribute to fathers in Belgium, Mac has dropped a couple of seriously hard murals in the last few months. Mac's really unique style is achieved by taking his cans of spray paint and putting them in buckets of ice cold water. The temperature inside the can drops, which means the pressure when the paint leaves the can completely changes. And this gives them this really cool effect. But if anyone asks, I did not tell you that, alright? Also, I absolutely love Alex Chunek's latest installation in Kent. It's only going to be around for a couple of weeks until the building gets demolished, so if you are in the area, definitely check it out. You might recognise Alex's work from any one of these mind-bendingly surreal showstoppers over the last few years. I was hoping to tee up an interview with Alex for a special video, but he's actually off getting married this weekend, so I will finish by saying, all the best, mate. I really hope you enjoyed this little journey together today. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and if you did have fun, make sure you give the channel a subscribe and don't forget to share it with all your friends. Next week, I am definitely doing something based outside. This is way too warm in here. I will see you then. My name's Doug. This is FWTV. If you enjoyed this video, why not just give me one of these?